We're about to be joined here by Denver head coach Jeff Woolbrun as he makes his way to the stage.
Coach, got your coffee? You all set?
You
all set? Is
This
that cup number 1 or 2?
I've exceeded 2.
You're already exceeded 2. We're only at 10:12.
Got up early.
All right. I don't blame
you
you.
need multiple cups of coffee to deal with you, Goodman. I think you would
Yeah,
have
and
realized
everybody.
this by now.
Yeah, they know.
We appreciate you being here.
No, it's
This
great
is
being
great,
here.
Jeff.
Really good being here. Good seeing you. And good. Listen, for you, I think people that know you know when you got this opportunity, what it meant for you, because you have waited. You have
Sure.
waited a long time for this opportunity to be a head coach at the Division I level. Tell us a little bit about the Denver program and what you've now entering year 3, what you've been able to do, and obviously taking a step each year.
I use the term, as a coach, you're a builder or you're a sustainer. And, are you at UCLA where Mick is trying to sustain the success of the storied success the program has had? And I've been in programs where I've been a builder, where we've taken a program that has been down and we've taken it to a level that they haven't been to maybe ever, or at least in a long time. And the Denver job was just that. We inherited a job where they'd won 1 division game prior to our arrival. And we've made progress. We've made progress in so many ways. We won 11 games our first year. We won 15 our second. I think that we're poised to continue that progress. And, how do you sustain that progress, and how do you build a foundation in the world of college basketball now, where retention is elusive?
Yeah,
you're dealing with NIL, you're dealing with the portal, all of those things. But yet, I believe the most important component was our culture and the core values that we implemented, the type of young men that we've brought in. You asked about the appeal there. Part of the appeal, honestly, Jeff, was that it was a building job.
Really?
I've enjoyed doing that in the places that I've been. And
you've been around for a while. How about this? Jason Kidd. Coach, right?
Yeah.
Jason Kidd. When you were, how old were you then?
Well,
you
I was a young
you didn't
man.
have gray hair then, right?
No. My first year at Cal, Kevin Johnson was our point guard, 11, 12 year, the mayor, NBA player. And my last year, Jason Kidd was our point guard.
That's crazy.
So, there was a wonderful time for Lou Campanelli at Cal. And Lou passed away just this last year. And wonderful man, gave me my first opportunity. And that's going back. That was my first college experience.
It's amazing.
Give me your best Jason Kidd story from when he was playing in college. What was the craziest thing
I'll
you saw
tell
him
you
do?
this. I've never seen such a fierce competitor in practice every day as Jason was. You've heard the Michael Jordan stories about how hard he went in practice. Jason was the same way in college. Just, the energy, the intensity, the competitive spirit. I've coached some great players over the years, a lot of players who've made it onto the NBA, but in terms of competitiveness, he was the best I've seen. And I'll never forget that year. Gosh, the first month, he's throwing balls 10 rows up into the stands. He's hitting the back of the guys' heads in transition.
Guys just aren't ready for him.
They never played with a guy as creative and as good and as fast and quick and strong as he was. And it took a little while. But, it's interesting as you look at his career, the knock on him was that he was a terrible three-point shooter.
Couldn't shoot. That's right.
You would know better than I, but he's among the best ever that have shot
amazing,
the three in the NBA, right?
Well, they always say, like, with work, that's the one skill you can get better at, right? If you're in the gym enough, which I'm sure he was in the gym plenty, working on that three-point shot. Speaking of three-pointers, you guys didn't shoot it well last year from 3. Great transition there. Thank you. What did you do in the offseason to make sure? Because let's face it, these days, you have kind of a ceiling on what you can do. If you don't shoot the 3 well these days, there's only so much you can do. What did you do in the offseason to make sure you can bring in more guys who can space the court?
Yeah, Jeff, you're spot on. That was the biggest deficiency of our team from a year ago. The season ended, and as we did our self-analysis, we said, man, we've and it was due to a lot of injuries a year ago, and so what have you. But we needed to improve it dramatically, and I think we've done that. We earmarked that or targeted it in our recruiting efforts, and I think we'll be a very good three-point shooting team this year. That was the most important thing. We've brought in Jackson Brenchley. Jackson is a 4-year player at the University of Utah. I mean, just for
Was
4
he 32
years.
years old or something by now?
Yeah, you're
Right?
going to speak to him
Right?
a little
I can't
while.
wait.
You can ask him.
Yes.
He's married.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
he's
He's more mature than either one of us.
yes, for sure. I mean, what tremendous qualities he
Yeah.
brings to a team in terms of experience, in terms of savvy. He competed at such a high level. Jackson does everything at a high level, whether it's valuing the ball, assist at turnovers, whether it's shooting the threes, offensive or defensive rebounding. He just does a lot of things at a high level, but he's a very good shooter. We brought in Devin Carney, who redshirted at Duquesne. Devin was a prolific three-point shooter in high school, averaged 30 points a game. We brought in Isaiah Otto Ankra from Texas San Antonio, a career Division I 40% three-point shooter. He's an elite level shooter. We brought in Tyson Garf, Salt Lake City Community College, another very mature player, 21-year-old sophomore. Tyson shot 40%, in college.
So there's something consistent here of what you did, right?
Yeah, and
if you can't shoot, you're not bringing them in right now.
It was really hard to beat teams with twos a year ago, and we had a center, Lucas Kasunas, who was a transfer from Stanford, and Lucas had 27 points in his last game here in this building, and it's just you can't beat people just making twos, and probably the biggest beneficiary from all this will be Tommy Bruner. So Tommy can get to the hip of his defender almost at will. He's a tremendous playmaker. Problem was, because we didn't have a great deal of shooting surrounding him a year ago, guys were just loaded in the gaps and waiting for Tommy. And he still managed. He was second in the league in assists a year ago, and he averaged 16 points a game. And I'm really excited to see what he can do this year, where we can space the floor around him. And he's the third leading scorer returning in the conference. So, he absolutely will be a beneficiary of the shooting.
Tommy Bruner was a second-team preseason All-Summit League selection, averaged 16 points and 4 assists last year. I want to ask you about Jackson. We're going to be talking to him in about 5 minutes here. You mentioned he's married. You mentioned that he's 32. He's actually 25. He's not quite that old yet. But when you're trying to grow, you mentioned developing a program, right? When you're trying to build in a league where, let's be frank, it's a little bit top heavy, right? There's 3 teams at the top that have had the most success in the recent seasons. What is the value of bringing in a guy like Jackson? What is the value of going out and finding some of these older players that are going to take advantage of a 5th or a 6th or sometimes a 7th year if you get lucky enough?
Well, you said we only have 5 minutes, so I won't be able to cover all of the advantages, and it really is the truth. He helps you in so many ways, from the leadership in the locker room. He's played 4 years at the Pac-12 level. I mean, the lessons that he's learned during that. Took a 2-year mission out of high school, lived in China with his family for 5 years. Like these are, when you get to my age, you say, I remember my dad telling me, like, I'm older than you. And with that age difference, comes a lot of life experiences. And with all those life experiences comes just a little bit of wisdom. And certainly he has so many life experiences that can bring wisdom onto your team, and leadership and savvy. So many things. And that's in addition to the basketball experience.
Well, even you bringing him here shows, right, what you think of his role, what it's going to be leadership wise, and probably production wise on the court, right? He wasn't a big time producer at Utah in terms of on the court. What do you see his role being here?
Very similar to Lucas Kasunas a year ago. Lucas was recruited at the high major level for a reason. Jackson Brenchley was recruited at the high major level for a reason. In Jackson's time at Utah, he underwent a coaching change, and that impacted his role. And the guy that recruited him was no longer there after 2 years. And the bottom line, he didn't have the opportunity that he wanted to. Coming here now, fast forward, he's going to have the opportunity here. And I can tell you, after the Lucas situation a year ago, Jackson's fired up to take advantage of the situation. Yeah. He's got a year to be all he can be as a college player, and to lead a team, to an area that we'd like to progress to. And I will tell you this, we talked about building the program and all of that. I told you that it was alluring to me. It's been attractive to the players that we've recruited. And honestly, I've said to them, we have a situation here where we're trying to do something that's never been done before. and that excites me. It motivates me every day, and that has excited the players that we have in our program to put their mark on something, do something that's never been accomplished before.
I'm going to ask you about Tommy. Point guards that can produce the way that he can produce are valuable at every level of college basketball. Were you, in the day and age of the transfer portal, in the day and age of immediate eligibility, in the day and the age where you see guys like Grant Nelson, you see guys move up to the high major level, were you worried about this offseason with him?
I will, just to address that. It's the age that we're in. It's the landscape of college basketball, and I will tell you as a coach, that obviously most of these rules really significantly benefit the student athlete. And I think that's great. And as a head coach, you have to find ways to navigate it, and you have to embrace it. It doesn't do any good to complain about it. It is what it is, and now it's my job and my staff's job to find ways to navigate it. We're going to navigate it differently than Alabama does, and we're going to do it differently than Purdue does. We may do it differently than South Dakota does. But we have to find ways, in whether recruiting high school players, recruiting junior college players, international players. We've done all the above, and so Tommy's situation, actually, he's going to get his degree this year. And
by the way, Denver is a very, very good academic school.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very. I probably could have gotten in.
You could not have gotten
6.5 years of college over
Zero
here.
chance. You could have
Goodman was
in.
getting COVID years before COVID.
I did 5.5 at Arizona. I wasn't stupid. I mean, who would
I'm
want to
Cal
go back?
State Fullerton.
Right.
So
Who
we're
would want to go back
group.
to Boston
Yeah.
if you're in Arizona and that weather? So
No, you're spot on, Jeff. It's a very prestigious academic institution. That was part of the appeal to me after spending 5 years at Stanford too, and that to recruit the kids that chased excellence in everything they did, not just on the court but in the classroom, and we found that and that's a good fit for me. Heck, you talk about players always trying to find the right fit. This is the right fit for me. I enjoy being there. So in Tommy's situation, he's so close to a degree that it made all the sense in the world for him to solidify that at Denver this year.
give me before we let you go here and we bring Jackson in. How did you celebrate when you finally? How old were you when you got this job?
Oh, we don't need to discuss.
It's okay. I'm almost
specifics.
as gray as you. It's okay. We're in that same age bracket.
Yeah, you are as
But
gray as me.
I know I am. I know. My daughter reminds me of that all the time. How did you celebrate? How did you celebrate?
It came. It's a difficult question. A lot of thought, a lot of time had passed, and it was finding the right opportunity. I had the best job in the world with my best friend Jared Haas.
Great guy.
I don't know if you knew. I recruited Jared out of high school to Cal.
I did know that. I did.
So Jared started in our backcourt at Cal with Jason Kidd, and they were freshmen together. And so, and that was the beginning of a 35, 37-year relationship with Jared. And my son's named after Jared Haas.
Really?
And, it's that close of a relationship. So I got to work with my best friend, and it was a wonderful situation. So I wasn't in a hurry to leave, but the Denver situation was an opportunity for me to move on to a great fit as a head coach, impact a program as a head coach. And
so was it a glass of wine or a beer?
Yeah,
That's what I'm getting at here.
Might
What
have
was
been
it?
both.
Might have been both. All of the above. I like it.
All the above. Listen, Jeff, we appreciate the time in. It was great.
Oh,
to
my
catch up
pleasure.
with you.
It's great to have you guys
it's great
here.
being here.
This
Really
is a
good.
wonderful event.
No, it's awesome. Awesome being out here. Good luck this year.
Thank you,
And
guys.
great to see you.
Yep.
Now we got to bring on Jackson and have some fun with him, right? I think he's going to be entertaining. Is he? Is he not?
He's got a great story.
Yep. All right. Well,
Here he comes.
Appreciate your time, Jeff, Coach. Thank you. Coming up, we have Jackson Brenchley, as Goodman put it, a 32-year-old graduate senior for Denver.
That's right.
A transfer from Utah, and he's going to be making his way up here right now.
Well, you've been around forever, Yeah, you've been around. What's up, man? How are you?
Good to be here.
All right, here he is, Jackson Brenchley, formerly of Utah, now with Denver. And
Yes, sir.
and first of all, listen, I got a lot of dirt on you from Craig Smith.
Oh,
A lot of dirt.
oh,
A lot of dirt.
What's-
He says your hair is receding and you're going to be like him soon. I don't think so. I like the hair because I think you can just get up in the morning and go.
Yeah, I just
Right?
got up and came here.
You don't
and,
have to nothing.
nothing.
No brush, nothing.
No brush. Just gotta get my headband for the games.
I know. Well, that's the key, right? You need the headband.
That's what Coach Smith is referring to, right?
Yes,
You probably like all the
yes.
headbands we were wearing. In
No
Utah.
question.
Yeah.
No question. So, all right, what's it like now? You come in 4 years at Utah, and you come into a Denver program now, and Coach Wilburn can't stop saying enough good things about you from a leadership standpoint, from a standpoint of on the court, what you're going to bring to the table. He brings you here. So obviously, you're going to figure in heavily here into the hopefully, right? Exactly. That's right.
It's about 4 years at Utah. You never know.
Very true. But how do you envision your role on this team this year?
Yeah, I envision myself being a leader. Coming in as a fifth year, a lot of maturity. I've been around the block, played in, big games throughout my career. So, a lot of these guys are freshmen or haven't played in some games. So I'm excited to be that leader for them and someone they can talk to and lean on and, on the court too, be, a guy that can make plays and, help our team win. And that's what we're trying to do is win here. So that's kind of a couple of things I think I can bring to this program.
What value do you think that you provide being the older guy, right? You're married, you're a little bit more mature than some of the freshmen that are coming in that you probably made some of the mistakes that they're going to be make when they're coming in now. Like, how do you provide that leadership that you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Talking about me being married, it's kind of a joke. Some of the guys are like, hey, what should I send? What should I text this girl? What should I send this? You're married. What's your advice? Should I go out with her? Should I take her to this restaurant, or should I go to the club with her? What
So
should
you're
I
like
do?
the teen dad.
Yeah. So I guess so. I got that advice for for basketball, for academics, for life. So that's kind of a team joke. But and in all seriousness, I think they look up to me to provide a sense of what's every day going to look like. What's today's practice like? 3-hour practice. Maybe we're going to go shorter. Maybe let's bring it today. Kind of thing. So that's kind of some of the things that I can bring to the team.
You know what his wife's a cheerleader. Did you know that?
At Denver or Utah?
Well, she's
Right?
a dancer.
Dancer. I'm sorry. Dancer.
Don't get those.
Oh,
confused.
okay. That's bad. All
made that
right.
mistake
She's a
before, huh?
dancer. I'm sorry.
She's a Denver Nuggets dancer.
Right.
She was Utah Jazz last couple of years when I was in Salt Lake, and now she's here with the Nuggets. So it's pretty fun to have that transition and to see her, succeed as well.
Yeah, I've been told he completely outkicked his coverage here. That comes from Craig Smith also.
Are you a dancer too?
No, she's trying to teach me, but it goes away quick. Yeah,
It's
not
bad?
very good. Yeah,
You're not good.
I don't got the rhythm like she got.
Well,
Maybe you got it more.
Good
No, I didn't get it. Trust me.
I have
say
video
that.
of him dancing at a wedding. You
It's
don't
bad.
want to see
Yeah,
that.
it's really bad.
It's not good.
Why Denver? Why'd you choose Denver? I'm sure when you went in the portal, what was that process like, and why Denver?
Typically a grad transfer, it's pretty typical to transfer maybe, after graduating. But I was in there with 1,000 other kids trying to get the same spot. And so, but my list of what I wanted was, someone I can trust and someone I can play a lot and good environment, good culture. And that's what, Coach Wilburn and the staff brings. I got a great opportunity to play. I'll have great people around me. My teammates are awesome. I'm getting my master's from Denver, which is a great academic school. So that would add on to my, finance degree and my Chinese degree. So I'm excited for that and, keep that going.
Yeah, so you lived 5 years in China, right?
Yeah, I lived 5 years in China, and then I served a 2-year church mission in Taiwan.
Wow.
So I have 7 years overseas. I speak Mandarin, so I'm trying to utilize that in my career after basketball.
Can you teach me how in Mandarin to say, my back hurts from having to carry my co-host?
We'll get that ready for you.
Can we do that?
Open up with that every time you start.
Exactly. What was that experience like though, living over there for as long as you did?
Yeah, so I was there ages 5 to 10, a little younger, but I remember a lot of that. Got to travel around, see the good experience growing up, different people, and then my mission was also just an amazing experience to serve.
Explain to people, because I think a lot of our viewers may not understand exactly what goes into a 2-year mission and and it's different for everybody.
Yeah. So my religion, I'm Christian. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And when you turn 18, you have a decision. You can, if you want, you can serve a mission, and you pay for it, and it's your decision. You submit an application, and then the church selects a destination for you. So I didn't pick Taiwan. I got sent to Taiwan.
Okay.
So I served there for 2 years. Every day my goal was to serve the people, teach them about the gospel, help them whatever ways they need.
Knocking on doors,
Knocking on doors,
whatever.
knocking on doors, serving,
Yeah.
you know, picking up trash, you know, going to church, you know, helping them understand more, learning Chinese the whole time. I do this all in Chinese. I didn't know very much at all
Wow.
before I went there. So, you know, that was a great experience for me and a great learning point.
And
know.
can't talk, right? You can write letters back home, but can you call like once
So-
or something?
They changed the rules lately,
Did
but I can only talk. I called my mom on Mother's Day and Christmas.
Wow.
I can email once a week. Now you can talk a little more.
Can you?
But that was 4 years ago. So, but I loved it. It was a great
Yeah.
experience for me and very beneficial for my life.
I think the most impressive part of that is, I mean, what you're doing was great, but then you come back and you're going and you're playing basketball in the Pac-12, like
Yeah.
after not doing anything for 2. Like, how do you stay in shape? Are you working out over there? Is that
Yeah, you get like 30 minutes every morning to an hour. You can wake up early as early as you want to get that in. So I wake up and run. I try to go out the outside courts, so it's different. You're playing outside with the weather and stuff. Try to get your shots up. But you know, coming back, I was just lucky to have a good staff at Utah that got me going and you know in the right state of mind and body. So
Give me what it's going to be like playing with Tommy Bruner, one of the better point
Yeah.
guards, really, that people don't know a lot about.
He's-
They do in the Summit, but nationally they don't. What's your first impressions of
yeah,
Tommy?
he's a really good player. He can get to the paint anytime he wants, no matter who's guarding you. He's getting to the paint. He'll find you. He'll score. I mean, he can finish over anyone. We got 7-footers in practice. He's making tough lefties, righties, floaters over him. If he's drawing 4 guys, bang up for a 3. He's a great player to play
it's
with.
going to make your life easy, huh?
Yeah, he'll be a
Yeah.
great guy to play with. And I'm a great friend of mine. I'm excited to team up with him.
All right, we got about a minute left here. What has to happen for Denver to be able to make that push to compete for a Summit League championship this year?
Yeah, I think we got to stay together as a team. Trust our culture. We have a really good culture that Coach Wilburn has, put into all of us. And as long as you trust our work and trust our guys, I think we'll be able to make a run and hopefully make it to the big dance.
You know who likes this guy? Bill Walton.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my guy.
That makes a lot
Right?
of sense.
Yeah.
The hair? Is that what it was? What was it?
Firstly, like my sophomore year, I made his all-hair team. It was like me and Tiger Campbell and
Really?
all these guys on the all-hair team for the Pac-12. So I don't know if that's what started it, but
Love it.
Yeah.
Bill Walton, the best, right?
The
Comes
best,
up to
yeah.
you no matter who.
Jackson
no matter who it is.
Branchley, my hero,
Right. With a big
whatever.
firm
Yep,
handshake, right?
Yep.
So, well, listen, hey, great meeting you
Yeah.
here. Good luck.
Awesome, Jeff. Yep.
Can't wait to see
Thank
the
you.
expanded role here with Denver and Coach Wilburn, and we'll be watching.
Awesome,
we'll be
yeah.
watching. All right.
Appreciate you.
You
Yep.
got it,
Please
man.
don't
Thanks
teach
so
him
much.
any Mandarin. No
Yeah,
Chinese,
I want
no
that.
nothing. No
Send me like an audio or
All right,
something.
I'll
How to
text
say
you
it.
how to say it.
All right, perfect. Thanks a lot,
Thanks,
Jackson.
Jackson. That was,
Appreciate it, man.
Jackson Brenchley transfer from Utah, 5th year, 6th year, 7th year senior at
I'm having a
Denver
blast
now.
already.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I'm having a blast. I don't know. There's something about a story like that,
Mhm.
right? And a kid waiting his turn, maybe coming out of high school thinking, he's going to be a guy at Utah and has to fight for minutes there for 4 years, sticks around.
Well,
and
it's what makes college basketball great. Is
Yeah.
stories like that.
Yeah.